Hi everyone. So in this session, we're going to be looking at hot flushes and diet. So for a lot of women, especially during perimenopause and postmenopause, hot flushes and night sweats can be something that causes an awful lot of challenges. Basically, what's happening here is the hypothalamus, which is in the brain, is responsible for regulating our body's temperature. And estrogen, again, estrogen, that hormone that we mostly associate with reproduction, it also affects the hypothalamus in the brain. And it has been suggested because estrogen is fluctuating a lot during perimenopause and menopause, it means that temperature regulation can just go a little bit awry. And it means then that women experience symptoms such as hot flushes and night sweats. And these can range from being mild to very severe. So for some women, they can, work with the symptoms by maybe wearing lighter clothes, different things like that. But for others, it can really impact on their quality of life. So if that is the case, it's important to speak to a GP or expert to get tailored advice for that. But there's also been a few links made between diet and hot flushes and night sweats, and how these can either trigger these events or can actually help maybe reduce them. So we do know that some foods can increase the impact and intensity of hot flushes. And the most commonly reported foods are things like spicy food, caffeine, alcohol, some cheeses, and then other lifestyle factors such as smoking. So it's important to, if you are experiencing hot flushes and night sweats, to think about what you've been eating throughout the day or a few hours previously, and see whether any of these are on the list that could have been a potential trigger. Again, because of all these changes that are happening, and because of these changes in your hormones, some of these foods may never have affected you previously, but now you are more sensitive to them. So it's important to think it could be something that maybe previously hadn't affected you. So just to keep an eye on those. But there's also some evidence to show as well that there are certain foods that could potentially alleviate hot flushes. And the one food that seems to be most researched that has quite a bit of evidence around it are soy-rich foods. And they've been shown to help manage hot flushes for some women. Not everybody, but they do work for some. And soy foods, what they have is they actually have the plant version of that hormone estrogen. And in the plant, it's called a phytoestrogen. And this seems to help in the body when we consume it. And when you're eating soy foods, and any of the research that has shown where they've reduced hot flushes, you have to be eating probably around 2 servings of soy a day to see an effect. And the evidence with supplements is probably not as strong. It tends to be the evidence is stronger when people are eating whole foods. If you do decide to incorporate soy into your diet, it is important to recognize it can take a few weeks to see an effect. And also what's really great about soy, it's also very good for heart health, which we'll be covering in another little video. When you're looking at soy and what does that mean to incorporate it into your diet? I suppose the edamame beans are they're basically the baby bean of soy. And if you're having edamame beans, that's around 80 grams, which is around 3 heaped tablespoons. Or you could have soybeans as well and incorporate that maybe into things like casseroles and stews. Soya mince, again, is a really good option, around 100 grams. That's around the size of the palm of your hand, and probably about the thickness of a pack of cards. There's some great soy alternatives out there, like to milk and yogurt. And again, about 250 mils if you're having the drink, and if you're having yogurts, 1 pot. And again, we've such a great variety now of soy alternative foods like burgers and sausages. So again, they can be incorporated into your diet. Tempeh and tofu, they can be great to put in stir fries and things like that. And 1 serving or portion of that is about half a block. So to incorporate 2 servings of these soy foods into your diet every day to help maybe reduce some of those symptoms. Another dietary lifestyle that seems to be working really well for some of these symptoms is a Mediterranean style diet. And again, we touch on this quite a bit, but the Mediterranean style diet involves eating quite a lot of fruit and vegetables and fiber rich whole grain varieties of foods and beans and lentils and nuts and seeds. And again, it's just a very healthy diet overall. But for again, the research will show that people who kind of stick to this Mediterranean style diet pattern tend to experience less severe hot flushes. That diet also includes probably reducing your meat intake and choosing products made from vegetable and plant oils such as olive oil, moderate amounts of alcohol and consumed with meals, and then less of those sorts of top shelf foods like sweets and crisps and chocolates and things like that. So eating this sort of variety of foods and this diverse diet can also help maybe alleviate some of those symptoms too. So hopefully that was of some use. So thank you very much. Any questions, let me know through Kelly, and we'll see you again soon.